call scheduled, hosted by Denver Post, that we will walk everyone through the new self-service obituary platform, and we will have plenty of time at the end of the call for questions. My name is Kim Johnson. I work with the software vendor to the Denver Post, and Bill Davis and his team are going to be kicking off the first part of our call in just a few moments. Bill?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bill Davis, and I'm the Director of Sales at the Denver Post, and thank you for joining us this morning. I wanted to take a moment and just cover a couple of points here. For one is Mary Coulter is also going to be joining us, and she is our obituary specialist here at the Denver Post. Many of you probably know her, but I want to make sure to let you know that she'll be on the call as well. And as Mary talked about, we have some specialists on the phone from iPublish, which is our new platform that we're going to migrate to effective Wednesday, February 20th. And it's been our experience that moving to this format gives us a lot of benefits. For one, from a credibility standpoint, they are the largest provider of self-submit obituary services in the nation. They've got a really wonderful reputation, and it's something that is very important to us to be able to keep the control and or put the control of the obituaries into the funeral home hands. And so that's why we're doing this. I also want to reiterate that doing this really helps us get you into a position of, when you're working with the families, the ability to get a price right away, to get a accurate real-time proof on the spot, so it eliminates a lot of the back and forth that some folks have experienced. So that you can just make the family as comfortable as possible when you need to do that. So I'm just going to jump right in here. So we are, as stated, we're doing a new obituary self-service platform here at the Denver Post. It begins on Wednesday, February 20th. We will be converting over from the previous platform, which was Virtual Ad Taker, and we'll be moving that over to iPublish. And on the screen, you should see that there is a link that will take you directly, directly to the platform. You'll log in. You'll use your current Virtual Ad Taker credentials, and we would encourage you to log in, test this week, if at all possible, and certainly let us know. And our contact information will be at the end of the slide deck here. But we want to make sure that we're completely accessible to you and making this as smooth as possible. So the tributes is something that we will be adding to our lineup. And so what will happen is about every 6 months, we will publish tributes for the previous time period, and it'll include the truncated version of the notice, which is the photo, the date of passing, city of residence, and the funeral home. We'll have some updated pricing to share with you, but I want to point out, pop mounts are now included with all obituary and death notices, regardless of the length. Blank lines on the text-only obituaries will now be charged the standard line charge, and all obituaries will incur a $29 flat fee for the tribute section. Here is my contact information and Mary's contact information. I will go ahead and recite the phone number in case someone doesn't have access to the screen here. So Mary Coulter, and her last name is C-O-U-L-T-E-R. Her email address is mcoulter at dpmedia.co. And I just like to emphasize it's not .com, it's .co, which stands for Colorado. Mary's phone number is area code 303-954-2312. My contact information, Bill Davis, is wdavis@dpmedia.co. My direct phone number is 303-954-5145. And
Bill, can
yes.
I interject something here on this slide?
Sure, please.
Just real quick on my email, the mculture, that's fine to use, but if it's concerning an obituary or anything like that, please use the funerals at denverpost.com, because that's monitored whether or not I'm there.
Thank you for that, Mary.
In addition to my email and phone number, the funerals is really a good option to use as well.
Yeah, thank you for that. Very, very good. So at this time, I'm going to turn the microphone over to my good friend James, and he's going to take us through some other details here.
Great. Well, welcome everyone. I hope you guys can see my screen now. It should be coming up shortly. You should be seeing the Denver Post Media landing page for their obituary site.
We can see it, James.
You can, good. So just please feel free to interrupt me at any time to ask a question. This is very, relaxed and informal. The whole goal is for you guys to get initiated with the platform and to become comfortable with it. Obviously, as Bill said earlier, you're encouraged to go to the site, go ahead and log in and start using it. So I'm going to start. And one of the benefits for logging in is we've attached your funeral home logo to your account. So when you log in and you start building an ad, you'll see that your templates will automatically have the logo in them, and then you can opt out or leave it in. So when you log in, you're taken to your My Ads area, is what we call it. It's just where you will see ads, obituaries that you're currently working on and have saved but haven't submitted yet. You will see obituaries that you've already submitted and that are currently publishing, and ones that have been scheduled for the future. And we're going to spend a little bit more time on this in just a few minutes, but we'll get started with building an obituary. So after you log in, you'll click the Create Your Obituary button right here, and this will take you through the process. You guys will most likely be creating an obituary and not an in memoriam. So you would choose the obituary classification, you would choose the obituary package, and then you would click Continue. And when you do that, you're then presented with a selection of templates that you guys can use to build the obituaries for your customers and for your families. There's single and multiple column obituaries there for you to look at. If you want to choose a 2-column or a multiple photo obituary, you're more than welcome to do that. There's even a veteran template there. I'm just going to do the 1-column today just to get you guys familiarized with it. You can tell which obituary you've selected because the background turns gray, and then there's a light blue line around the template. When you click Continue from here, it's going to take you right in to start building your obituary. And the nice thing about our system is it's in real time. So as I start typing in information, it's going to go ahead and you're going to see that information appear on the right as it happens. So I'll type in the date of birth. Mary, do you have a recommended format for the dates? Is it an abbreviation of the birth date and day and year, or?
Well, we usually leave it up to whoever's placing it to decide how they want it to, whoever's working with the family, how the family wants it.
Okay. Okay, great. So I'm just gonna, for this example, I'm just gonna type in the dates like that. Um, and then you can cut and paste your the obituary. So if your standard operating procedures to write your obituary in Word and to type it out, you can do that in Word and then just paste it in, or you can type it all out right inside our application. It's up to you. For demo purposes, I had one written so you didn't have to watch me type, and I just pasted that in. And you can see that you're getting a real-time update of what the obituary is going to look like. Notice that my funeral home logo's in there. I'm getting a real-time cost update. There's additional upsells if the family would like the obituary to stand out a little bit more and to put a line, a border around the obituary. They can do that pretty easily. The funeral home information can go in there as well. Is that necessary, Mary, if the funeral home is doing it, or is that just for private parties that are doing their own?
Yeah, no, that's for the private parties. They don't.
Yeah.
The funeral homes don't need to put that in.
Okay, so I'll take that back out. All right. So if the family would like a photo of the deceased to be included in the obituary, you can easily upload a photo. So I'm going to navigate to a photo on my desktop. So you would put in the individual. The nice thing about this is that we've done a lot of the hard work for you. We're proportionately fitting that photo into the space that's provided. If for some reason you have to make a crop to the photo and crop other family members out of the photo, you can do that really easily by selecting this crop your image, and then just draw a box around the portion of the photo that you want to keep and to be shown in the obituary, and then hit the accept button. And everybody else would be cropped out of that photo. I want to pause right here and just ask, are there any questions up to this point about creating the obituary? This is where you're going to spend most of your time when you're creating an obituary, obviously. So I don't want to move forward until if you have any questions that you want answered. Okay. All right. So from here, you would click continue, and you're going to get a proof of the obituary. This proof is going to be a JPEG on the screen that you see there. But if you click this little preview your obituary link at the bottom of the obituary, when you click that, the high-res PDF file gets downloaded right to your computer. So if you're sitting in front of the family and the family's watching you do this, you can give them a proof immediately. You just click that preview your ad. It opens the PDF right there on your desktop. You can print this out to a printer in your office, or you can email it to the family if they're not there present with you. But this is the actual PDF that we will send to the pagination system for the ad to get paginated in the Denver Post. It's not a representation of the ad, it's the actual ad that will go forward. So you can be very confident that whatever you see here in the proof is what's going to print in the Denver Post. All right, any questions about any of that? Okay. So the next step, once you've proofed it, is to schedule it. So you'll see a deadline-sensitive calendar here for the Denver Post. The first available date will be a lighter gray, and you can choose as many dates as you like. In this new application, I don't know if these are the same terms that you're experiencing today, but your first insertion date is at full price. But then your second date is, your second insertion is at 50% off, and then the third day is free. So be aware of that as well. And so once you've selected your insertions, you click continue from here. And these are, the next step is the search fields that are going to be used so that the families friends and the relatives of the deceased can easily search for their loved one on the Denver Post site. So you would want to put in the fields. It looks like Denver's requiring the date of death as a required field, the city, and then the state. And you can put the funeral home information in there as well. And any other information. If the family's given you the age and they want that information included in the search, you can put that in there as well. And then you're going to click continue. So Denver Post, we have what is called a cart feature. So if you're sitting down and it's the afternoon and you have several obituaries that you need to submit, you can either do them individually and pay for them individually, or you can add them to the cart and then have one checkout at the end. So that's that's what this add to cart feature is. If you're just going to do a one-to-one order, then you can just click purchase obituary. So I want to talk a little bit about the payment page. If your funeral home information is going to be up here in the payment information by default because you've logged in. If you're going to use the family's credit card to pay for the order, then you would put in the credit card information and you would change this payment information up here to reflect the billing information of the family. If you're just going to submit it and let the post bill you for the obituary, then you can leave that information just the way that it is. The shipping information is for the keepsake, the pop mount. So this is a plaque that's going to be mailed to the family with the obituary. They're really nice. I've actually been to Pop Mount's location in Richmond. We've been doing business with them for a long time, and they do a really professional job with the plaques. It's a really nice piece for the family to receive. But this information here is going to be the shipping information of where the plaque should be mailed to, the physical mailing address for the family that should receive the plaque. So if you're going to use your own account to pay for the obituary, then you would click here to bill to the client account. You're going to agree to the Denver Post's terms and conditions, and then you're going to purchase the obituary. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this. I know this is a live site, but I want to show you what it looks like. I can always cancel it, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So it looks like the phone number has to be in a certain format, and so I changed that, and now I'm going to use a bill to client account, and I'm going to agree to your advertising terms and conditions, and then I'm going to purchase the obituary. So once you hit purchase, you're going to get a confirmation screen. So this is going to show you exactly what the obituary is going to look like again. You're going to have your order number right here. All your account information will be there, and then the schedule information for the obituary. You're also going to receive an email that looks very similar to what you're seeing on the screen, and this is the confirmation order. In the email, this ad is clickable, so if you clicked it, it would take you right back to the site. It actually opened up another window here, but it would take you right back to the site and allow you to make any changes to the order, which is what we're going to talk about now. So let me pause right there and ask, are there any questions about anything that you've seen so far? Mary, would you like to, was there anything that I left out, or would you like to add color to anything that I said?
No, I think you've got everything covered so far.
Okay. So funeral homes, when you log into your account, as we talked about earlier, you're going to be brought into the My Ads area, or to your order area. Again, any obituaries that you've saved and haven't submitted would show up toward the top. Any obituary that is currently running would show here, and any order that's been scheduled for the future would show here. As long as the order isn't past deadline, you will see this modify obituary link here. So if the family calls you and says, hey, you know what? We forgot Uncle George. We've got to get Uncle George into the obituary. You would just log in. You would find that family's obituary. You would click the modify obituary, and it would take you right back to the edit page. And then you can add Uncle George to the language of the obituary. It's that simple. And then you would just continue and get it resubmitted.
And it will automatically charge the credit card and show you the difference in price if it adds lineage to it.
Yep, that's exactly right. Thanks, Mary. Once the ad has run, once the obituary has run and is published, and the last insertion date is expired, the ad will fall off of this view right here. You won't see it anymore on this view because it's already expired. But you'll be able to find all of your obituaries by clicking right up here on the View All Obituaries link right there. There's ways to show the ad previews. So if you click this little button right here to show and hide preview, you can see that. There's ways for you to search for, as you use the system, obviously, you're going to have a lot of obituaries in there. So if you need to find a family's obituary really quickly, you can use the contains text search field and just type in the family's last name and hit search, and it'll filter that and show you all of the obituaries with that last name in it. If you need to reorder an obituary, maybe the family said, yeah, we'd like to, they didn't want to do a multiple insertion in the beginning, but they've called you back and they've said, you know what, we want to run it again. Then you can just find that order and you can reuse the ad copy to create, actually there's a reschedule order, and it would actually create a new order with the same copy and allow you to resubmit a new order using that same ad content. All right. Any questions about anything you've seen? That's pretty straightforward. Mary, is there any other thing you feel like should be that they should know?
Not really. I think you've got everything covered. We'll have a ton of questions when we actually do it, but
right.
Yeah.
Would it be helpful if I put up the link again as well as the contact information? So if people want to log into their accounts and take a look over the next couple days, I can put that back on the screen.
Yeah, I would. And then we sent out emails to that we can go in and check account information like the phone number, address, and all that, and update that.
Great. So I'm just putting it back live on the screen. Again, if you want to log in and look at your account, here is the address, and it's your same login credentials as Mary and James stated. So you can log in now and connect with any questions. Mary, are you also going to send out this deck to folks so they have this information at their fingertips?
Yes.
Terrific. Were there any additional questions for the Denver Post or for iPublish Media, the software company, while we have everyone on the phone? Looks like no. So, Mary and Bill, any closing remarks? That was probably, James did a great job covering it. Thank you, James.
Yeah, very detailed.
Yeah, listen, guys, I will just say thank you again for taking the time to join this call, and we appreciate you working with the Denver Post. We truly are here to serve you, and so if there's anything that we can do to make this easier, please let us know. That's what I have.